are now listening to the Dee Hankins Show. Life, curveballs, home runs, the Dee Hankins Show. Are you ready? Let's go.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Dee Hankins Show, where we're taking life's curveballs, sorting them through the three buckets to set you up to hit home runs. Recently, someone asked me, how do I apply the three bucket philosophy to dating? And I thought that was an amazing question, right? Because dating, especially in 2026, can seem like playing the lottery. You're just swiping or going out on dates, hoping that you find the right one. But relationships aren't about luck. It's about building a system. If you want a healthy start with someone, you have to make sure that when you actually sit across the table from somebody, that you're not leaking insecure energy all over the place. And this requires radical responsibility. It requires taking 100% ownership over your own life. Stop looking for people to fix your life and start building a life that people want to be a part of. So this is episode 31, the three bucket philosophy and dating. Let's get into it. Now, before you ask anyone out, okay, you got to sort your expectations. And this is where the three bucket philosophy is going to come into play in a major way. You got to understand how they work within the context of a relationship. So, bucket number one, my choices. This is where you have 100% control, 100% authority over the choices you make. In a relationship context, this is going to be your actions, your reactions, your personal boundaries, the effort that you put in for date number one, how you choose to show up for yourself and how you choose to show up for this person. It's your attitude towards things, your mood towards things, your emotional regulation, your ability to communicate, your will to want to communicate. These are the things that you have control over. Then there's bucket number two, which is others' choices, in which you have zero control. You have influence, but zero control. Now, this is the bucket that this is why people don't go on second dates, is because they try to control this bucket. So real quick, in this bucket, you're going to have the other person's words, other person's actions, reactions, emotional regulation, all this stuff, their morals and values, preferences, all of this stuff that you, again, have zero control over. You just have influence over, okay? The reason why people struggle for bucket number two is you're trying to control these things and force certain things. For instance, something that may happen in bucket number two is this person may leave you on red for 5 hours, okay? Now, you and I both know that, when people, I just got home, I fell asleep, like I did all this. That's not true, okay? You're just not interesting enough for them to text you back within a 5-hour time frame, okay? That's just the real. And you can't control that, right? So texting them every 10 seconds, did you get it? Did you get it? Hey. It comes off creepy, okay? That's like a telltale sign, all right? Another thing that might happen in this bucket is someone might cancel a date. You may have everything set up, reservations, you bought flowers, you bought new clothes, whatever the case may be, and right before they date, they may not show up or they just may cancel. And we get so upset about those things. Rightfully so. If I set up a date and somebody cancels, but you never know why they cancel, right? Family emergency, overwhelmed with work, so on and so forth, which brings me to bucket number three. Bucket number three is so overlooked in relationships. Bucket number three is natural disasters, acts of God, basically things that no one can control. So in bucket number three, especially in the context of relationships, this is where the person grew up, their environment, how they grew up, what year they were born, how they were raised, the trauma they endured during their childhood or adulthood. These are all things that you have zero control over. This is the going to the date, but you got a nail in the tire popped on the freeway, I can't make it. This is I can't make it because there's a family emergency. All right, uncontrollable natural disasters, acts of God. And the reason why bucket number 3 is so, I don't even know the reason why bucket number 3 is so looked over. This might be the most important bucket in relationship because this is how people show up. Like when bucket number 3 stuff is going to be very prevalent in any relationship that you start, especially because most people do not know why they act the way they act. They have no idea why they do the things they do. Many people don't even know who they are. Okay. And so bucket number 3 plays a major role. So don't ignore bucket number 3. But these are the 3 buckets in a relationship context. And this is going to help sort out your expectations. Okay, so you have the 3 bucket philosophy, or you have the 3 buckets now. Why is this important? In dating, especially nowadays, we have this invisible script where we expect people to wear certain things, act a certain way, text back during a certain time frame, listen to certain music, have like certain expectations, vote for certain people. Like you have this invisible script. And when the other person doesn't follow this invisible script, you get mad. You get angry. We start the blame trap. We fall into the because prison. We get frustrated, which is mixing your buckets. When you don't sort out your expectations, you end up placing a demand on things you have absolutely no control over. And you try to force reality to match your fantasy. So sorting out your expectations is how you drop the fantasy and start dealing with, real world realities. Now, your value as a partner comes from the strength of your own internal systems. Most people, especially in 2026, they're bringing a list of demands to a relationship. And I'm encouraging you to bring more like a, relationship resume. And you want to do that by building a strong core 4. So this is how your core 4, for those of you that are new, your core 4 is what I feel are the most important pillars of your life. It's your spiritual health, your financial health, your physical health, and your mental health. So in the context of dating, having a strong core 4 will set you up nicely. Your spiritual pillar is kind of like knowing who you are. And when you start dating, you want to have an idea about who you are so you can find a match. And I talked about this a couple episodes where you want to know what your love language is, what's your personality type, where's your stance on religion, what are your values and morals, where's your heart at? That's what you want to know. You want to have a strong foundation within those things. Your spiritual pillar is also important in dating because you don't want to change who you are just to get the girl or the guy. You just want to be genuinely you and have this person accept you. That's a lot of traps that people fall in. They may, like a lot of dudes, they may flaunt money that they really don't have to try to get this girl to like them. And really, you just want to kind of be yourself, right? Then you have your financial pillar, your finances. This is extremely important, especially if you're dating in 2026, because finances is a heavy topic. And we as men, I'm speaking for myself, as men, I think we get overwhelmed when we get on Instagram and we look at all these podcasts where, girls are talking about, oh, he needs to make 300,000 and, $500,000 and have all this and that. And it's just like, bro, that's just not the girl for you. Now, if you are taking care of your finances, this gives you leverage. And this is for both male and female when you're dating, especially in 2026. This gives you leverage. It's also going to give you a reality check of where you are. So let's say you don't manage your money well. Going on a first date to somewhere like dinner or yada yada may have you sweating at the bill. And maybe she really likes you and she's like, hey, let's go on a second, third, fourth date. You're going to be in a little bit of a bind. However, if you have taken care of your financial pillar, right, and you have some money and you know how to manage it well, you're going to go on dates in which you can afford. Like, for instance, there was that viral moment. There was a guy and a girl. He had taken her to the Cheesecake Factory. And she was like, I can't believe he took me to Cheesecake Factory, yada, yada, so on and so forth. If you got cheesecake budget, then that's where you're at. And if a girl is like, nah, I don't really go to cheesecake, I want something fancier, and you don't have that, you don't have it, bro. That's just what it is. You don't pay with a credit card. Don't go in debt for nobody that you're dating. Facts, facts, facts. Do not go in debt for nobody that you're just dating. Okay? You do something that is within your budget. And if she's down with that, she's down with that. If she's not down with that, then no harm, no foul. You can't control that. So if you got Chuck E. Cheese budget, then bro, we're going to Chuck E. Cheese. And she's having a blast playing games and winning tickets, bro. You got one. Okay? But take care of your finances. All right? Don't be there's this TikTok that's been long running. It says should broke men date? And I'm on the fence with that one. I don't know. I don't know how I stand about it. And I don't want to get into that. That's topic for another episode. But take care of your finances. This is super important in dating because you can also ask questions about their financial core pillar. You do not, and trust me when I say this, you do not want to be in a relationship with someone who does not know how to manage money. All of your hard work will go down the drain. They will have a very difficult time hearing no, and you will have a very difficult time saying no. The next is your physical pillar. When it comes to dating, this is also important. Do you have a sleep routine? Do you have a gym routine? How do you eat? What do you eat? How do you sleep? Do you run? Do you go on jogs? Like, this is important because especially when you're dating, you want somebody who matches you as much as possible, who aligns with your core four as much as possible. There's certain extremes, right? There's people who go to the gym. They're like, you have a wife who'll go to the gym every day. Husband doesn't lift at all, right? Or vice versa. And they still get along. They're still compatible. Maybe because they still eat healthy. They still do all this. There's so many nuances. So I don't want to be, if she doesn't go to the gym and has a six-pack, you can't date her, or vice versa. But you do want them to understand that, I'm not up till 1 o'clock in the morning every day. Right? I wake up at 5, I go to work, I'm in bed by 8. These are things that you want to have in place and you want to discuss. Are you in a place to where if you go on dates and they're active, where you can keep up? Maybe she sets second date, she wants to go top golf, she wants to go bowling, and you pull a back muscle trying to hit one of the golf balls. That's not going to be a good look. All right? So take care of your physical pillar. Last but not least is obviously your mental pillar, which is the foundation for all of the other pillars. Why is this important in relationships? I don't know. You tell me. Why is your mental health important for dating? I'm being sarcastic. Right? This is how you handle anxiety. This is how you handle things that go wrong. This is how you handle rejection. This is how you handle somebody showing up to the dinner 10 minutes late. This is how you handle not being text back immediately. All your emotional regulation. You being able to sit down and go, you know what? I just don't think you're the person for me. Peace-wise. Okay? Nothing with you. Energy-wise, yada, yada. It's just we're not matching up. This is how you handle those things. A lot of people out there and a lot of women have talked about stories in which they went out with a guy. They weren't feeling it. They told him they weren't feeling it. And the dude's emotional reaction was, scary and violent and things like that. And it's just like, fellas, why? It's okay, bro. It's okay. It's okay. And I see this all the time. It's just like, yo, it's okay. You're not always going to be liked. The person that you go with, she may be mentally unstable herself, bro. You may have dodged a bullet. Stop reacting so harshly. Let it go. Okay, let it go. Now, if you're lying about who you are, if you're spending money you don't have, if you're staying up till 1 o'clock in the morning trying to, trying to rizz up old girl, and then you finally get her to go on a date and she's like, nah, yeah, I can see why you would act the way you acted. It doesn't make it right. It's just because you're acting out of character. You weren't solidified in your core four, bros. And same thing with women out there too. Rejection doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. Rejection just means that he also has the right to be like, nah, I'm good. Doesn't mean that you could throw water in his face or talk about how he was broke or attack him in any way, yo. So anytime you see this, man, you dodged a bullet. You dodged a red flag. Your mental pillar is so important, right? Insecurity is a huge part of your mental pillar, right? This is when, you reach out to somebody and they didn't text you back right away because they got stuck in back-to-back meetings. So you're double texting and triple texting, and now you're getting all upset and yada, yada. It's just like, man, we don't need to do that anymore. When your mental pillar is strong, you got to understand this. And this is just classic human behavior, all right? So this is for the fellas. I want y'all to listen. I want y'all to listen closely, okay? Human behavior. If a girl is interested in you, she will make the effort. Point blank, period. Okay? Point blank, period. There is no ifs, ands, buts, or nothing about that. Okay? If she is interested in you, she will make the effort. Women who and don't get me wrong, they may be busy, they may be locked, have a bunch of meetings going back to back, yada, yada. I haven't seen it. I'm 38. I have not seen one time where somebody is extremely interested in somebody else and just doesn't communicate. I haven't seen it. Okay. So that is a telltale sign. And that is why having your core four and building that internal system is going to make you an absolute suitable partner. And this is both for men and women. Now, I want to emphasize that certain parts of your core four are going to matter more or less to the person that you're sitting in front of. Okay, so now you kind of sorted out your expectations. You have this internal system and you're ready to, you think you're ready to be a suitable partner. Does this disqualify you from rejection? No. Does this mean that because you have money and you have an emergency fund that you're the hottest thing since sliced bread? No. Does this mean that your partner is going to stay? No. Does this mean that you're on the top of the totem pole for the competition? No. Having these systems in place doesn't mean you won't get rejected, doesn't mean you won't get heartbroken. It just means that you put yourself in a position to bounce back faster and more efficiently. You're dating a girl for 6 months, everything is going great. All of a sudden, she ghosts you. That's going to sting a little bit, okay? But if you have these systems in place, it's going to allow you to bounce back quicker. So at the end of the day, you aren't entering the dating pool to be somebody's parent, therapist, or alarm clock. You want to enter the dating pool as somebody who already has their act together. You're bringing a whole solid person to the table. So if you're thinking about dating in 2026, write down 3 things that you would want from your future partner. Okay. Now, if you write down, I want somebody who's going to make me happy and motivated, stop right there. Happiness and motivation is all a bucket one. That's a my choice thing. That's not up to your partner to make you happy or motivated. You should already be happy and motivated by the time you get into a relationship. Don't try to make them do more work, okay? So if you're out there, you're thinking about dating, I hope this answered your question, and you're thinking about dating in 2026, do the work. Do the work. Use the buckets, master your core 4, and last but not least, remember, life throws curveballs, but even curveballs can be hit for a home run.
Can't control the weather, living the mind choice bucket where you have full control. Stay disciplined to reach your goal. Life will throw curveballs, but you're not just stand strong at the plate and hit a home run. Oh, life, those curveballs.